I'm just here for the pretty face, okay? Somebody's got to
More
do it.
than that, Allie. More than that. Right, for real. I'm just here.
Oh, that's true. The girls are out today. You're welcome. You're welcome, world. You're welcome, YouTube.
Oh, my God. Oh, yeah. Welcome to Weddings Uncensored, where we drink and talk and drink.
Cheers.
Cheers.
We are here to talk about the good, the bad, and the
Downright
downright
crazy.
Oh,
Yeah.
we already have a super fan, y'all. He already
yeah.
knows our intro.
We're ready to go.
I watched a new episode this morning, by the way.
Hey, let's go.
I know
Every
by
Tuesday.
the time you see this, it'll be next week. But yeah, you drop it
Yeah.
on the same day that you record, right?
No.
I mean, you drop episode 2 today.
Yes.
And
Yes.
we're recording episode 3.
I think this is episode 4.
Oh, wow. Episode 4.
We're happy to hear you for episode 4. We saved the best for 4th.
Yes.
And I haven't even drank.
I know. Speaking of which, I would need to take a sip.
I took a sip. You
Take
have
a
a
big
bad
drink.
habit of not actually
I do.
taking
I
a
cheers
drink.
and then
you put it down.
I do
What is
because
wrong?
I told you multitasking.
Allie, come on.
Multitasking is not my strong suit.
What's your business name?
My business is called Pop the Champagne.
And
Pop
what are we
the
drinking
champagne.
today?
We're drinking champagne.
Champagne.
Felt like a champagne kind of day to me, gentlemen. I don't know.
That's our first guest.
Definitely. It gets the palate going.
We are
Exactly.
celebrating our first guest this year. We're so excited to have you.
Yeah. Well, today, so people can hear and understand of who is here, we've got an MC, a producer, we've got a hype man, probably one of the best MCs I've ever worked with at a wedding. Always bringing the energy, always lively. He's sentimental, really sweet, but man, he brings the party. Mitchell Deguzman, everybody.
Thank you, guys.
Woo!
Thank
Wait,
you. Thank you.
There's got to be a sound effect. There's got to.
Well, congratulations on the new podcast. I had no idea it was going to be the first vendor special guest, so it's an honor, guys. Congratulations. And to congratulate you guys, I actually brought
No
a
way.
party.
No shot.
So here we go. I'm a little excited. I'm like a little kid, man.
We were not expecting this at all.
No,
Also,
no.
Mitchell drank too much
But
of
we
his
gotta
champagne,
set
so
the
I gotta
bar.
catch
So
up.
now every vendor and guest that come here, you have to bring. No,
Bring
it's
guests.
not.
Shoot,
It's not.
we don't
It's
have
not
to do that.
mandatory,
We
but
It's not mandatory, but hey.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
We
All
just-
right.
yes, it is. Okay, so I'm here to present an award to Shore and Wave
Oh, shoot.
for the first
Dang.
videographer to take a shirt off at a wedding.
Oh
There it
my
is.
Thank
God.
you.
And look at it.
Thank-
Looks like Kaiel shirtless.
It's got the actual fucking thing written on it.
Look at that's what his body looks like.
It
too.
does. When he took the shirt off, it looked just like that. And
Oh, shoot. Dude, this is so sick.
for Pop the Champagne,
Oh my goodness.
here we go. I have the Spirit of the Seagull Award.
Yes.
If you guys don't know what I'm talking about,
Episode
watch
1.
Episode 1.
I feel honored. I'd like to thank all the seagulls out there for inspiring my chestiness and love of French fries.
Oh, my God. That's freaking
that
awesome.
was really
Wow.
excellent.
Thank you, Mitchell.
No, thank
that
you
was,
guys. It's an honor to be
That was
here.
awesome. Hey, we got some
You got big shoes to
competition,
fill for the next
right?
guest.
We got some fucking competition for these other vendors now.
Oh shit! Well, that's so exciting. Well, thank you. We
Yeah,
really
no,
are
thank
happy to
you.
have you. We
Thank you,
are
thank you.
excited. I mean, the whole mission of this podcast is to entertain, but to educate.
Yes.
And we only have so much brains between the two of us. Let's be honest. So we're so excited to have
Big
other
brain
opinions.
energy.
Have other opinions and other advice and other insight and all of that. So it's super important to us that you are here.
Yeah,
But
thank
I
you.
think we need to just hop right into it. Tell
Let's
us
go.
why the F you do this, how you got started, where did this emceeing gig start?
Wow. So I was in radio for about 8 years. I was at Moving 93.9 with Rick Dees and then at Power 106 with Big Boy. Worked with a lot of personalities. Started on the street
where's the
team.
bell?
Right?
Big boy?
Exactly.
Yeah, okay.
And so I did the street team first. Then I moved on to board opping, like your little soundboard here.
Love it, love it.
So I was like leveling out for all the artists and, the jocks. And then I was on air on Sundays for a while. That was really cool.
Yeah.
And then eventually became the night show producer for The Liftoff with Just Incredible and Jay Cruz. and we were number 1
Sick.
in ratings.
That's awesome.
So that was really cool.
That's awesome.
So after that, when I left the radio station, one of my colleagues said, "Have you ever thought about doing weddings before?" And I was like, "I've never done a wedding." I mean, well, no, actually, I lie. I did 1 wedding, 2 weddings with Luigi, who's still at Big Boy's Neighborhood. So then after that, I was like, sure, I'm open to it. And 8 years later, we are here.
Dang, 8 years, huh?
Yeah. It's the infinity year.
Hey.
Forever.
You really can't listen to this episode. You have to watch it. It's not going to be any good.
Well, number 8 sideways, right? Infinity sign. Paint the picture. Here we
It's
go.
not going to be any good on Spotify. This is only for your eyes this time. I love it. That's so awesome. 8 years is a long time to be in the biz.
Yeah, and it's I know you're about to hit 200 weddings, or by the time this episode is showing,
I just shot the second 200 wedding. Yeah,
congrats.
Thank you.
And I haven't really kept official count, but I think I'm at 500.
Dude, that's insane.
Yeah.
I know, dude, you be putting in work. I be seeing the vlogs that you do from some of the weddings and stuff. Oh, I saw Janessa and Joseph's, like the Instagram reel. I saw that. But yeah, you've been putting in freaking work.
Man.
So tell us what an MC is for those people who don't understand maybe what the difference between a DJ or an MC is, and kind of like what's your 1 minute sales pitch on why you are in the business?
I mean, I like to think of it as like the second wedding coordinator that's actually talking at your event, right? We're help facilitating and pushing the energy forward. So like you as the director, pop the champagne. I'm following you, what you want me to do to execute for the bride and groom.
Yep.
But then just moving forward. And sometimes I'll be like, hey, you know what? I think people are done with dinner. Can I move forward?
Yep.
And you're like, hey, great, let's go. Push. So me, I don't like dead air. I come from radio. Until this day, I'll be listening to the radio and I'll tell my girlfriend, did you hear that? And she's like, no. And I was like, they just had 1 second of dead air.
Yeah.
And it's like, I like to bring that energy into the wedding where it's like, I don't like, one thing I despise. Here's a hot take.
Yes.
Wedding coordinators that don't have control of their own lives, so they project it onto a wedding and they want full control. So what happens?
Shit is messy at
Hey,
home.
let's get some
so
better
you're gonna
help in
take-
here. Shit.
It's like, no, I wrote that 7:45 dinner ends, and at 7:20, I'm like, everyone's done with dinner.
Yeah.
Like, that's 25 minutes of dancing.
So I love that because, like, on a greater level, we are as vendors, whether you're the videographer, the MC, the coordinator, we are all on the same team, or we should be,
for
right?
real.
We
Exactly.
all should have the greater good,
Yeah.
which is the client being happy, overall guest experience, like making the day run smooth. That should be our goal. And no one should be fighting against each other.
Exactly.
And that is something that does come up in the vendor world, in the wedding world, where you're like, you are not more important than me. I am not, we're all here for one reason, and to make people happy.
And you can recommend something. It doesn't mean like, oh, I'm right, you're wrong.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, can we move on now? And you're like, no, the groom's taking a shit. So like, we have to wait this 25
And
minutes.
that does happen.
It does. I think the place where I see people's butt being hurt the most is anything to do with the timeline. Whoever helped would create that timeline. I'd say typically it's usually the planner, because the planner knows the ins and outs of all the vendors. But I have seen other photographers that help with the timeline. If they don't stick to the timeline, man, they're getting frustrated. They're getting pissed off. And I'm just like, yo, like, we're here for the couple.
Yeah.
Not for you.
Yeah.
We're here for the couple. However the wedding day goes, that's how it goes, man.
Well, and this is a live event, so let's all know that we're going to have to think on our feet a little bit. But I totally agree. I mean, as a planner, an MC who knows what they're doing, who can get the crowd going, but mostly, like you said, can move things along, can push things along, can help with the flow of the event, can communicate to guests, is vital. Like, I cannot overemphasize the importance of that, and making sure that things feel organic and that like the energy stays high. And for I have so many couples that say, how do I make sure like everyone has fun? Like, how do I make sure, the energy stays good and that things keep moving? Well, it's hiring somebody like you.
Yeah.
Right.
Dude,
but then
for
it
real.
becomes such like, it's a symbiotic relationship, right? Like each wedding's different. So it's not just like the Avengers of vendors that you brought together. It's the wedding like guests that you invited as well.
Yeah, 100%.
Like sometimes I'll be pulling teeth, and I'm not telling jokes. I try not to be corny or anything like that. So like I'm just high energy. I'm like, oh wow, y'all asleep right now. Like I get it. We all have our hard weeks, work, just is so hard. And I don't have a 9 to 5, but there's people who have a 9 to 5. They flew from out of town. They're on a different sleep schedule.
Yeah.
And it's our job to like elevate that and make them forget about that, right?
I love that.
Yeah.
That's really awesome.
I love that. And I think something important for anyone listening, watching is understanding when you're emceeing, you are not DJing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Tell us
You are
what's the
not
difference?
DJing. You are solely doing MC. Not the DJ / MC, which I
is a
know,
thing.
which is a thing, and I will give definite props. But I feel like if you want it done really well, you're gonna have a DJ and you're gonna have an MC. Can you kind of elaborate a little bit more on, like, I guess just for the couples out there, what's the benefit and what's the difference in having a DJ and an MC?
So a DJ and an MC, like the DJ, you often got trapped behind the turntables, right? So like there's some really good DJs who also MC, right?
Yeah.
But they can't go out and interact with the crowd. They can't help direct people, like literally go in the middle of the dance floor, come over here, let's do this, the cake cutting,
Yeah,
let's take a group
physically
photo.
they can't, right? They're busy
right?
doing other things.
No matter how powerful you are. So it's really great because sometimes the DJ will even ask me, hey, I have this question for the coordinator. Can you go find her for me?
Oh yeah.
Like she's not responding to my text because they're busy.
Yeah.
You know, it's understandable. So I'll go run
Allie.
over and the captain or call the captain of the venue and like, you know, the DJ is asking about this. Can we move forward? Yes. And then I go over. So not just on a technical level of like pushing the night forward, like literally a lot of people who have not seen a DJ MC combo, they're like, oh my gosh, I wish I had this at my wedding.
Yeah.
You know, the biggest compliment I would receive over the years is, damn, I wish I knew about you before I got married. So that's like a huge compliment.
Yeah.
You know, so I don't know if that answers your question.
Yeah.
Do you have
Yeah,
something
no,
else
absolutely.
specific, like in terms of like the separation of the DJ and MC?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing for me that I was thinking about was like some people will be like, oh, you know, I'm going to go hire, I need to go hire a DJ for the wedding. Okay,
Right.
sounds good. And they talk to a couple DJs, and some DJs I'm sure will be like, yeah, I got a mic and I can help facilitate
and they do
dinner.
MC. Yeah, but what's the benefit to having
Right.
a separate MC? Which
Yeah.
totally answers the
Which,
question.
I mean,
and
you
think it's
see even
important.
performers do it. DJ Khaled. He's not stuck behind the turntables,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
he's not even shouting out the DJ that's DJing for him.
Yeah.
It's literally, you're playing my playlist, my hits,
Yeah,
and I'm the personality out there,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. And I've seen you do that. So like at Janessa and Joseph, which was that grand entrance was
Money.
amazing. And by the way, like just for anyone listening and watching is like, Mitchell was out there like 2 hours before the grand entrance. Like he had a paper, a mic that wasn't even on, you know, just like going through rehearsing and getting the timing down. And then he went to the DJ, and the DJ, I don't know if you ever worked with that DJ.
No, it was my first time.
Yeah, it was the first time. So you're talking to the DJ. I'm like, yo, this is important. No, drop the song at this point, at this time. As soon as I say this, then do this. And the grand entrance was flawless. One of the greatest freaking grand entrances
fun.
I have ever.
It was a lot of fun.
ever seen.
And
Like
shout
I
out
wanted
to the bride wearing a
just-
crown.
Is that when you took off your shirt?
Yes, that was the
he-
same.
So that was actually you inspired it.
He 100% inspired that.
She was like,
100%.
I just feel the need to be naked around you, Mitchell. This
I mean,
is just wonderful.
That's one thing I'm kind of having a reputation of now.
Is getting people naked at the weddings?
Well, that, but like some brides will straight up tell me, they're like, you're taking your shirt off today, right? And I'm like, I guess so. Yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
Well, I need to work a wedding with you guys because I love being topless.
I
at
still don't
weddings.
understand how you guys haven't worked together. Dude, if all three
I
of us,
know.
can you imagine the reels from that?
It would be dangerous.
Yo.
It would be dangerous.
X-rated.
But I would like to say, because you're talking about grand entrances and different, you know, like parts of the, you know, event that need maybe announcing or whatever. But I would also like to emphasize the importance of, even if you don't want to have a lot of things at your wedding, right? You're not doing a million games and toasts and whatever. There still has to be somebody that is moving things along for things to flow, for the night to get pushed on, and to help you stay on time. You want to maximize your dancing portion. You want to do all of these things. There still has to be somebody to do it. I've seen some weddings that are, like, the couples are like, we're just like really low key. We don't want, a lot of announcements. But it's awkward when dad's trying to get up and give a toast, but like no one's there to introduce him and no one knows what's happening. Like, you have to have that role filled by somebody. I will say that. Whether you're hiring a professional or not, if it's a friend, I just think that it's important that people realize that is something that is a non-negotiable in weddings.
Yeah. It's like I learned in radio, like we always tease, right? So it's like in 10 minutes, we have tickets to Six Flags or Disneyland or whatever. So what I do at weddings is, hey, everyone, I hope you enjoyed your dinner. In 10 minutes, we're going to continue the formalities. So now you can use the restroom, grab another drink at the bar for the toast, and just be in your seats in 10 minutes. So it's always like giving a heads up, because one wedding that I did, I was a guest. And this was like early on, but I still got it. Like, I'll say my first wedding out the gate was pretty money. Like, I just got it, right? But then by the third, it was like, okay, like, we're going. But yeah, one of the weddings I was a wedding guest at, we're sitting there, cocktail hour finished, we're in the room. And I didn't know they had already lined up people for the grand entrance. There was people at the photo booth, people in the bathroom, and the DJ. Once again, this is why you need a DJ and MC, especially the DJ just knows how to talk with their fingers. They could be an excellent DJ, but they don't know how to speak to a crowd. And all of a sudden he was like, parents of the bride, blah, 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 drop the track. And there was people running from upstairs from the photo booth, people coming out from the bathroom. People are like, oh, I guess we're starting.
So awkward.
That sucks.
Well, and
I don't even know if the videographers and photographers were notified.
There,
So it's like, oh, we got to press on, set up the camera.
That's all like importance of a good vendor team of communicating too. But I like the warning thing, because I do think that guests like to know what's going on, right? And on wedding days, they require a little bit of direction. We're kind of shifting your focus from over here to over here, and now we're on the dance floor, and now we're doing this and whatever. And there has to be someone to kind of help to do that. Like, even on a very simple level, at the end of a ceremony, I always direct the officiant to be like, thank you, like, cocktail hour begins over here. It sounds so simple, right? Because people fucking sniff out the bar. Like, they're going to go find a drink. But like, people like that on a wedding day. The guests want to feel like they're a part of everything. They want to feel included. And I think that helps for guests to feel included and special too. And that's a huge thing that we hear our couples ask all the time. Like, I want to make people feel special. So that's a big part of what you're doing too. Yeah.
I did see on your website, it's like one of the most important days of their lives. And it's like, sometimes I forget, like, I'll try to remind myself, but then I'm like, no. Like, don't put it too much on a pedestal.
Yeah.
Like, it's another day.
Yeah.
Another celebration. And do what you do, and hopefully the outcome is one of the greatest days ever, right?
Yeah.
It's a lot of pressure when you think about it.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
our jobs are very high pressure.
Yeah. I at least for me, I try not to think about like how
SD
significant.
cards
Bro,
can
don't
mess
even
up.
get me on the SD cards.
Yeah,
Or like, oh, am I recording? I can't tell you how many times during a first dance clip I like constantly am looking up and down at the screen. I'm like, I'm still recording, right?
You have one chance. Right? You have one shot.
I got one shot. That's it.
Yeah. What's your favorite part of the day to MC?
Oh, wow. I mean, I've become known for my grand entrances. Okay. But then coming from Power 106 before, like, I love the club vibe. So, when the titas and all of them leave the older people. I heard you talk about the titas with the iPad.
That's right.
But yeah, no, definitely like turning it up. Couples often see my videos, and I just got this question last night at Inquiry. They're like, we love your energy, but how do you handle like two families that have never met before come together? And, what's your energy like there? And I like to read the room. I love to be more family-oriented and formal for the formalities. And then when it's time to get ratchet, it's time to get ratchet, which may I grab? Oh, you close this up. I want more champagne.
I'll get you more. I'll get
them.
Kaiel
will get it. We can keep talking. Screw that guy. I need more too.
Hey, bro, now you know for the future episodes, leave the bottle up here.
Stupid. See, we're still learning.
With DJs in particular, are there certain like DJs you've never worked with is there something that either DJs can do to make your job easier, or something that the couples can talk to the DJ about beforehand when they hire you? Because sometimes couples will ask me of like, oh, have you worked with this photographer before? No.
Yeah.
Well, do you call them on the day before? No.
Yeah.
No, I just meet
also,
them,
like,
and I figure it
So my
out.
train of thought too is also like with that, and like I'm so open to working with any DJ. If it's a DJ you want, I'm willing to work with them. I love hopping on a call, seeing if we mesh, even a chemistry test. Like some couples will be like, hey, can we see if you guys get along?
Yeah.
Always get along.
Yeah.
But this past year, awful experience. This one DJ wasn't very good, and he didn't even press play for one of the couples entering.
Oh, geez.
And so here's where the experience kicks in, right? It was dead air for like 2 seconds, and I was like, we don't need music. Let's go. hey. And the whole crowd, hey.
Oh,
And so
that's
they
sick.
just started coming in, dancing. And then like 20 seconds later, he dropped the song. And by that time, I was like, bro, like I'm introducing the next couple. So like, this is why, even though I will work with any DJ, I love it when couples ask me for recommendations, and I'll give them like 2-3 DJs.
Yeah.
You can see if the budget works. Sometimes we'll do a package, but I ultimately say go for vibe over price, And I know like if music, entertainment, DJ, MC is in your top 3, then you kind of got to put out, you know, you get what you pay for, like any vendor,
And I think that's something what we were talking about as far as just like just about the expectations of weddings in general, of like that what you just said, what vibe over price.
Yeah.
And if it's something that, I don't know, hey, it's you got top 5 vendors or things that are really important to you. If you want to have a really good time at your wedding, DJ and an MC
Are very
vibe
important.
over price.
Yep.
100%.
Yeah, and that
it's
is
a no-brainer.
super important part of a lot of people's priority list is the party. So what's your number one like party starting secret? Like for those weddings where it isn't like lit immediately, like I always tell couples like when they're picking DJs or whatever, I'm like, there are some groups that I could be standing up there with a fucking kazoo and they'd be like, down, right? And then there are some where I'm like, oh my God, this DJ is amazing. Like everything's perfect. And like you said, people are, I don't know, they're all fucking tired and jet lagged or whatever.
Yeah.
But what's your like number one, let's get this party started secret?
I think like as long as, so some coordinators will tell me, hey, Mitch, can you have everyone sit down? And like I said earlier, give them a heads up.
Yeah.
Like in 10 minutes, we're going to start. But I know my intro before the grand entrance is usually about 5 minutes. I like to talk to everyone, so it's fine if not every single person sitting down. And I like to do a cold open and catch them off guard. So he's seen it plenty of times, like unless I change it because, for the situation. But I just get on the mic and I'll be like, if you're ready to party, make some noise. And just like, people are like, oh shit, like, okay. And then, oh, guess we're going. And then
Oh shit, he's walking to me. He's going to tell me to make some noise right now.
No, so like I'm one who walks around during the cocktail hour and I'm like spying and listening.
Okay.
And yeah, like then I'll bring up, as long as it's not like distasteful, I'll like say, hey, I heard you're from here, or I heard you say this. And they're like, wait, what? Like, I didn't know you were behind me listening, So like I'll catch a vibe at the cocktail hour because I need to know my audience out the gate,
I like that. I would never, if I were an MC, I would never have thought of going to the cocktail hour.
No.
To be honest.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
And that shows how much like care you're putting into this,
Right.
right? Because you could just go out there with a script, which is
Right.
probably what some people do, which, whatever. But
Yeah.
If it works, it works.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but like that makes it feel really special and organic and so personalized,
Yeah.
which that's what everyone really wants from their wedding,
Yeah.
from every vendor, right? Is
And
to feel like you're special.
And I think people, like the individual guests, will remember that forever.
Right.
Like the girl that you called out of like, don't you I know you from somewhere? And she happened to also work at Power like 8 years ago or something crazy.
Yeah.
Or like, I can just see the significance of each guest feeling like, oh, like he could come up to me.
Right.
They're gonna remember that. Maybe you don't go up to every single guest,
Right.
but they're gonna know like, oh, Mitchell might come up to me and ask me to do some
I like
crazy
that too.
shit.
Yeah,
you know,
making things feel special and memorable for the guests. Again, like that is like the number one thing. How do you make people feel included?
And you know, if couples are like, well, what's your training? Like, how did you get here besides just working on radio? Like, I also act. And I've gone to acting classes for years, and I've studied Meisner technique. And Meisner technique is like you're literally reading people. Yeah. And what I do isn't based on me. It depends on the other person. Mm-hmm. So like what you're giving me is what I'm giving back to you, right? So you're just like listening, you're in tune. So like the sea of people, like it's pretty definitive. You'll see like this table, that's the energy, this table. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you're like, those are my go-tos. Okay, if these other ones give me something, then I'm gonna go to you too, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Well, and the energy is so powerful, and just like again, kind of like a greater conversation. But I cannot emphasize enough how important the vibe that the couple is putting off. Like your guests will reflect upon that, and I think that it's on every vendor that's there. It's on everybody, certainly an MC because you're literally the party starter. But people will absolutely pick up on whatever you're putting off. So if you want to have a good party, you guys dance. Like, be the first ones out on the dance floor. Yeah. Be the first ones in the photo booth. Be the first, whatever, doing whatever stupid shit you want to do. But that is what people will follow your energy. And that's like the secret to having a fun wedding is to be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that just made me think. I feel like the weddings where I know it's going to be a lot of fun, it's based off of the bridal party too.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
like,
yes.
Dude, if the bridal party is down to do some crazy stuff or push the couple to be like extra, go dance more, do this, do that, take a drink, take a shot. Like that wedding's energy is almost always tenfold better. You can still have a great audience, but I feel like if you have, it's your Fab Five. You know, your ride and die crew is there. If they're having a blast and they want to see you have a good time, and they're having a good time, it's a wrap. Yeah. It's a wrap. That energy is going to be there for sure. Obviously, having hype videographer, hype MC, a hype planner, you know,
all topless.
Everyone's topless.
I mean, that's
I'm sure
only gonna get the party started more.
I'm sure it's gonna be great.
Everyone's topless.
Was there anything else you wanted to chat about, Mitchell, or anything you want to say to any couples, whether if it's about your services, anything about you?
Yeah, right now, I mean, a huge thing on my mind is like, sorry, I'm burping. This champagne is so good. You can see I'm clearly forgetting stuff, losing my train of thought. I'm burping. This champagne is excellent.
Excellent. Sponsor us, Shandong.
But no, like basically, like things outside of weddings, like everyone's like, oh, wedding MC, wedding MC, wedding MC. Well, who is the human being of Mitchell Deguzman, and like what energy do I bring to your wedding? So like I said, I'm an actor. I have an indie feature film that I'm in right now.
Let's go.
That is currently going to be featured at the Paris International Film Festival in February around Valentine's Day that weekend.
This month.
Yeah.
It's the 7th, bro.
Oh yeah, oh, gosh, it's 2023, bro. And then I'm training for my first LA marathon.
Oh.
Hey, let's go!
Yeah.
Congrats.
So
That's
this
awesome.
past Saturday, I just ran my first 16-mile run of my life. Because on Saturdays, we have to do long runs leading up to the marathon. Saturday, I'm doing 18 miles. Dang. And I'll start tapering down. So I've been running like 5 days a week.
Dang.
Like the other 4 days a week, I run 5 miles each day and then long runs on there.
That means you can jump a long time at the receptions.
Well, no, I'm telling you, like...
That's true. You know what? That's actually a real thing. On Saturday, I worked a wedding and the florist was like, I'm huffing and puffing. I forgot about how physical this job is, because it was like her first wedding back after the holidays or whatever. And it's true. Like we all have to have a little bit of cardio in our lives.
Exactly.
Sure.
No, 100%. Like I'm already like high energy and I'm like, I cannot wait. Like this Saturday is my first wedding of the year, of 2023. So like, I can't wait to see like the shift in energy.
Nice.
The blood's flowing. Hide your bridesmaids. No, just kidding.
And groomsmen.
I'm taking and groomsmen.
You never know.
You never know.
But no, I'm taking. But no, like, you know, just to see like the hypeness, like my next level. Yeah. You know, this chapter in year 8 of weddings.
That's amazing.
So no, I'm very excited, man.
Awesome.
I love doing this, guys. I really do. Like, you know, it's given me a better lifestyle living. I really appreciate it. I love it. But just to see the reaction of brides and grooms afterwards, that means everything. Yeah.
That's why we do what we do.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for
Cheers,
coming
guys.
on.
You guys are amazing. Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
Thank you guys. Woo! See you next Tuesday.
Tuesday.